Crystal clear here. Hey, let's go back in time to the year 1999. And if you have not yet read the books Unrestricted Warfare and The Art of War by Sun Tzu, some of Tzu about to tune me out, but the rest of Tzu about to learn something new. And we're in a new kind of war based upon that 1999 military treatise. And I'm telling you guys, it's the CCP, not Bill Gates and the elitists. Although that's another show. But what does a Chinese book written in 1999 have to do with the increasing number of mass shootings in the United States today? I got 3 words for you: mind control weapons. Let me give you a profile of a CCP-activated mass shooter. 1, licensed gun owner. 2, limited criminal history or no history of violence. 3, unknown motive. 4, no mental health diagnosis. 5, some kind of industry affiliation, whether it's biotech, chips, agro, transport, aerospace, military, industrial, information systems, or whatever else China is trying to steal or control. And also just to get back at somebody. Don't you ever forget about Operation Fox Hunt and what the FBI Director Christopher Wray told us about that recently.
Fox Hunt. 5 of these individuals were arrested across the country this morning. The rest, we believe, are in China. Since 2014, at the direction of Chinese General Secretary Xi Jinping, China has been engaged in a global operation known as Fox Hunt. And oftentimes, it simply isn't true. In many instances, the hunted some of these individuals of Communist Party Chairman Xi, political rivals, dissidents, critics. And in either event, the operation is a clear violation of the rule of law and international norms.
The indictment alleges that the defendants, working at the direction of the government of the PRC, engaged in a campaign of harassment, threats, surveillance, and intimidation aimed at coercing the victim to return to China. We also allege that the defendants threatened and harassed.
Let's take a look at a recent case study. On the eve of the Lunar New Year 2023, 72-year-old Hu Can Tran kills 11 in California. I would read you their names, but they're all Chinese, except for a couple of Hispanic people. Tran has been a professional trucker for the past 20 years, but he briefly was the chief executive officer of a San Gabriel-based business called Trans Trucking, Inc. from 2002 to 2004. Where was that other shooting at in California just a couple weeks later and just a couple weeks ago? It was at a farm and a trucking company, agro and transport. And in case you missed it last month, there was another shooting, 3rd mass shooting at a farm by another Chinese guy in California. Back to Tran. Los Angeles County Sheriff said that the suspect has, quote, limited criminal history, including an arrest in 1990 for an unlawful possession of a firearm, although he did lawfully possess the firearm he used in his crime. According to his ex-wife, quote, he could be quick to anger, but would not get violent. So does Tran fit the profile? Yes, he does. All right, let's travel back in time. Not quite back to 1999, but to 2009. Now, before I tell you about Mr. Wong, I have to tell you that this story is both tragic and hilarious, as I'm about to tell it here. So if you are woke, you have been warned. All right, let's talk about Mr. Wong. This dude shot up an English as a second language learning center where he had studied English and killed 14 innocent people and injured 4 others. I just want to note that one of the people he killed was a visiting scholar from China who did work researching ground radar. No idea if that's relevant, just thought it was interesting. So Wong was actually from Vietnam, but his family were ethnic Chinese living in Vietnam, meaning he is exactly the kind of person the CCP might target as part of their Operation Fox Hunt. Also, he used to work for something called Endicott Technologies. What do they make? Computer chips. Anywho, Mr. Wong offed himself at the end of his shooting spree, but before doing that, he made it to the post office and sent this letter to the local news.
Dear New Ten Now, I am Jiverly Wong, shooting the people. The first I want to say sorry. I know a little English. I hope you understand all of this. Of course, you need to know why I shooting, because undercover cop gave me a lot of ass during 18 years. I got 7 years and 8 months delivery to grocery in California, come back New York on the August 2007. Let's talk about when I live in California, such as cop use 24 hours, the technique of ultra modern and the camera for burn the chemical in my house, for switch the channel time, for adjust the fan, for made me unbreathable, for made me vomit, for connect the music into my ear. Undercover cop usual coined some nasty was not true about me and spread a rumor to the receiver, and some people know me, conduced toward many people prejudiced and selfish to me. Cop made me lost my job. Cop put me became poor. Talk about when I live at the 28 Baker Street, second floor, Johnson City, New York, 13790. It's terrible when I live there, such as cop waited until midnight when I off the light and went to bed. Cop unlocked my door and came in and take a sit in my room. Cop did it 13 times on the year 1994. On the 13th time, had 3 times touched me when I was sleeping. 1 time stolen $20 in my wallet. 1 time used electric gun, shoot at the behind my neck. That time I did not know English. Please continue, second page, thank you. From 1990 to 1995, New York undercover cop tried to get a car accident with me, such as when I'm driving on the highway, on the street, undercover cop suddenly brake the car, stop immediately at the front of my car. Cop did it 32 times like that during 1990 to 1995, but I never hit the car. Many times from 1990 to 1997, as a daytime cop exploit unknown English and went to my house, knocked the door for harass and domineer. Of course, during that time, cop coined something was not true about me and spread a rumor nasty like the California cop. From August 2007 until now, cop gave me not too much as only 1 time. Cop leave a message in my voicemail and say, "Come back your country." After 5 minutes, I sent a text message to them. I say, "I will call police," and they say it back to me. Then they say, "They are the police." Dear New 10 Now, right now, I still get unemployment benefit of the company Shopvac Endicott. New York State Department of Labor was cheap and unpaid from December 1st, 2008 to December 28, 2008. I already claimed weekly benefit from that day. Anyway, I cannot accept my poor life. Before I cut my poor life, I must oneself get a judge job for make it impartial with undercover cop. By at least 2 people with me go to return to the dust of earth. Already impartial. Now cop bring about this shooting. Cop must responsible, and you have a nice day.
So a few things here. First of all, I hope he didn't pay for those English lessons, although in hindsight, I don't know. But second of all, this guy is describing being a victim of Operation Fox Hunt, and or this could be a post on a thread for gang stalking. He could be a targeted individual. And we know there's an established link between targeted individuals and mass shootings. Not buying it? All right, come on, get back in the time machine. Let's go all the way back to 1999, Hawaii, the largest mass shooting ever in the state of Hawaii. It happened at the Xerox company. Xerox, the company that worked with the CIA to steal Soviet documents during the Cold War. Who did the shooting? A Japanese guy. No mental illness, no history of violence, licensed gun owner. His problems didn't start until 1984 when he started working for Xerox. Y'all, this one could have been Russia or China. There's a lot more here. I've been doing research. I'm sure the NSA is now doing research on me based upon the amount of research I'm doing on mass shootings. But let me be honest with you. I recently had a strange experience in my home. I was playing piano, having a good old time as I normally and always do, when out of the blue, I got brain zapped. I don't know how else to put it, y'all. My brain was like seized up. It didn't feel like I had control over my own brain. And then my legs went numb, and I smelled a strong smell of rotting garbage. And Tom happened to be there as well, and he smelled the smell, so it was not in my brain some kind of tox cloud. I don't know. I know just saying this aloud, I hear myself and I think, okay, paranoid schizophrenic, but that is not the case. Let me tell you, that is not the case. Something is afoot and afoul, and I can't say exactly what's going on, and I'm not sure who's behind it, but I will say I can't imagine that what we have, if you have this, or if you're a TI, There's just so much circumstantial evidence, personal experience, and the massive body of testimony of otherwise normal people having these strange and bizarre esoteric experiences that they never ever had before. And it's been going on since at least 1999. Personally, I think it could have started as early as 1990 or 1991. I don't have security clearance. I'm not an intelligence officer, but I can read. And despite these chips in my brain trying to make me insane, I'm not. I'm hanging on for dear life, and my life is dear, and so is yours, my dear. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned.